Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In our world today, technology is something that is very commonly used all around. And in fact, it is mostly commonly used by teenagers. And some of the stereotypical ways that people think about it is that, well, technology is bad for teenagers because, well, technology can make them lose sleep or lose focus in school. And you really look when people look at the bad, they don't really look at the good. There's actually a lot of good things about technology. It could help with school, and it could help express themselves. So let me dive a little bit more deeper into that. So technology can actually help a student with academic success, and you might not understand it as of right now, but I will go ahead and explain it as best as I can. So, for example, let's say you're a student in college and you're having trouble with work, you don't understand what's going on, okay, and you're trying to understand the lectures your teacher's giving you, but she's just going too fast, right? Well, because of technology, we can record the presentation, and the teacher can maybe send it to the group to where you can understand it at your own pace. Now, this is actually very good because it helps students who cannot learn at such a high pace, because their pace is a little bit lower, and go ahead and actually be more successful in academics, because everybody does learn differently, and that is something a lot of people do not understand. Another reason why technology could be super helpful is that for teenagers specifically is that it could help them express themselves. It could go ahead and help them find who they want to be, who they are. And yeah, I know it sounds a little bit off, but it's actually very possible. So let me show you how. So apps like YouTube and stuff have these things where teenagers can go ahead and see what they want to do. YouTube has all these types of things like architecture, arts, crafts, music. They can go ahead and go in there and just discover what they want to do in life, and they can even create their own stuff on YouTube. They could experiment with all that stuff and just see what really works for them the best. And even though after all those good things that I mentioned, critics, or anybody, actually, most people, still see the bad in technology. And as like I've said, they see that it loses their sleep and their lack of focus in school. However, this is not a very good argument that these people or critics have, because it is more of a, how do I put this? It's more of a self problem than a technology problem, because technology isn't the one causing this. It's the lack of self-control by the person that's causing this. If the person were to just track their screen time, limit their screen time, and actually used it for the right reasons, it would be very helpful. So technology is actually leaning more on the good side than it is on the bad side because of self-control. And going forward on that, another bad reason why people see technology as a bad thing for teens is because, well, technology has, I'm sorry, oh my gosh, critics have these things where they are still not sure how safe technology can be because of cyberbullying. Now, I will admit this, cyberbullying is a real thing, and it is definitely something that does happen quite frequently, and I will admit to that. However, again, it is also a problem that can be easily fixed like that. More technologies and apps have been implementing parental controls, and for the people that don't know what parental controls are, well, parental controls are a thing where your parent or legal guardian can track what you do on your technology device, and they can even input things to where it just blocks out all of the things, and it just sets into your own privacy spot, which is actually very good. And actually, this could even be a good thing because it can teach teenagers more about the privacy settings and that, to just not talk to people online and just really focus on their academics. And so, after all that, going forward, I will say that technology is a very good thing for teenagers, and you can even look more into it with websites that are very helpful. I do have 4 websites that I did look into. They did help me with the information that I am providing with you today. I think one of them was called Child Technology, I would believe. It did help a lot. It did explain the possibilities of what's it called? Yeah, it explained a lot of reasons of why it is super good. But remember that technology is not just a bad thing, but it isn't ruining our generation. It is actually prepping our generation and generation and generation. Because the more we amplify technology really hard into schools and parents, we can really start to realize, if we all come together, we can really realize on the possibilities that we have to making this world of technology a better place for teenagers. And not even just for teenagers, but for other people as well. So thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.